Hey friends, what is up? It's your girl Karina. Yes, I did get a camera, so I am very elated. I got lucky and I found this one in France. I was actually able to go pick it up in person. Very, very happy because as you saw, I've been feeling very bittersweet. But I've been wanting to talk about this topic about fashion propaganda I'm not falling for. I actually saw this video by Cup of Jordy. I remember seeing this going a little bit viral on TikTok, but honestly, my For You page has been a little bit different. So when I saw Cup of Jordy's video and then I kind of went into the lore of this, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. Because I think I was getting a little bit confused with this whole concept at first because I would see videos that say I am falling for or I'm not falling for. So I was like, okay, what is it? I preach this a lot. I think it's really crucial to talk about likes and dislikes. Because at the end of the day, I think what's very important is to really understand who you are, what are your interests, and that can essentially help you to be a better consumer. But y'all know something that I am falling for is smelling good. You know, Dossier got my back on that, okay? Floral berries, look at that. I've been here almost 2 months and I'm essentially probably gonna finish this scent before I get back. I wear it every day. I've gotten complimented 2 times by my friend and then a random person while I was just walking by. They said it in French, so I didn't understand. So I was like, pardon, ne parlez-vous français? Parlez-vous anglais? They're like, oh, ouais, you smell good. I was like, oh, merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. I was like, oh, j'aime pas Karina, chante. And yeah, they were just like on their merry way, but I was really ecstatic that I was complimented in person by a French person. So let that be known. Oh God, your girl be smelling good. Let me tell you something about here in the summer. It's not always the best smell everywhere, okay? Dossier makes fragrances and they do impression scents and also their own original scents. I have been trying a lot of their impression scents. Actually, the next one I'm trying is one called Vermont White Flowers, and it's supposed to be inspired by the Victor and Wolf like flower perfume. Y'all know I love a floral scent and musky as well, so I wanted to try something similar because this is definitely a scent that I like to wear here, but when I go back home I wanted something a little bit different. It says here that the top notes are bergamot, green tea, benzia, and berries. And then the middle notes are white flowers, orchid, and rose. And the base notes, which is first one being musk, patchouli, caramel, and vanilla. I feel like they're kind of similar, but I feel like this other one would be a little bit more like floral. So I'm interested to see that. They're made in one of the fragrance capitals ever, and that is Grasse, France. So you just know you're getting a good quality perfume. And thank you Dossier for partnering with me, and also thank you for y'all for continuing to support me and having this amazing collaboration with them. Now let's get into the fashion propaganda I'm not falling for. If you're my sister, I am so sorry to mention this because she is the one that introduced me to this and I was like, what the heck is this? And honestly, she is obsessed with this and I love her, but it's not for me, okay? And that is the Labubu. I'm sorry, the craze on these Labubus is insane. The fact that people are getting their Labubu stolen in their cars, that is okay, that is too intense. And also just how crazy people were going at the malls for these, or even at like those pop-up marts vending machines. Again, the resale market with this, and also just I feel like it kind of became somewhat violent. I actually found an amazing video by Kiki Chanel. I actually love her channel. She's one of my go-to like commentary channels that I love to watch. She did a very good video talking about this like Labubu craze, so I highly recommend you check it out. I just don't think it's worth all the effort for this little keychain. It seems like it's gotten too intense for it, and honestly I am a person who doesn't really even like Burkify her bags like at all, so this also something that doesn't really like pertain to me specifically. I don't really see myself purchasing these, and also they're like not even that cute, okay? They be looking like gremlins. I was actually at a restaurant yesterday here in Paris. It's called Rory, and I was having this amazing pizza. And I'm not even kidding you, it is men's fashion week as I'm filming this, and I saw the streetwear. These people looked amazing. This girl, she had like a photographer with her. She had like this yellow blinged out sequence top, pants in the back. It's all denim too. And on her bag, she had a gray bag and a gray matching Labubu. To me, I was like, no. She had a mighty fine outfit, but that for me was like, again, this is personal. I'll tell that to my sister because she be having another opinion about these Labubus, okay? Second thing I'm not falling for is the jelly shoes. There's things from the 90s that I'm like, yeah, bring it back, but jelly shoes are not one of them. First of all, I think jelly shoes are only made for one purpose, and the only purpose I've seen is maybe if you're like going to the beach or going to the pool or something like that, because you need, like, it's like a water shoe, I want to say, like, and also it's just plastic. Most of these are just plastic, and I just don't find them go with anything really. I know there's like this new like row jelly shoes, and I actually have seen a lot of jelly shoes here, especially in the form of a like a ballet flat, kind of like in a woven style. It looks cute, but I can't just imagine, first of all, how hot and sweaty your feet are gonna get in there. And but maybe not, because they do have holes. So it's plastic and it's like so hot, and like here you're walking on like straight up blacktop everywhere. Like I just feel like your feet will be burning. Left those in the 90s. I'm okay with leaving those back in the 90s. To me, they seem impractical, and I just don't like the style of it. And I think it's also because I just don't like the fisherman style sandals either. This is something that I have always hated, but I've seen this more recently as I've been trying to shop on Vinted, which my Vinted haul is going to be really small because I waited too last minute. I didn't understand how long shipping would take. I will have a little accumulative haul instead of just a Vinted haul, just FYI. Something I saw a lot is one size clothing on Vinted. Like, I don't know what it is about Vinted, but a lot of people, first of all, don't do measurement. It is in European measurement, so it's a little bit different. For me, I'm a 48-50, and again, that is even hard to find Vinted too, which is a completely different topic we can dive into. It's just like thrifting plus size in general has always been difficult, but in Europe, whoa. And I know there's certain brands that do this, like they very limited their sizing, like Brandy Melville being one of them. One size is like the biggest fashion flaw, I feel like, because let's be real, we've always talked about this, that thrifting secondhand too. Like I can be thrifting things that are a little bit more vintage, and obviously the sizing on that is going to be different, and sizing varies by brand as well. Like for example, I have a top that is like a medium from the 90s, but it only fits because I guess of the material. So there's so many different factors that can change sizing, and when people make a one size clothing, it's not inclusive at all, and that's something that bothers me so much in fashion. If it's not inclusive, diverse, you're really limiting the people who can have access to being creative and exploring themselves, and to me that's always going to be a no. But this one is actually something Jordy mentioned in her video, and I was like, thank you for saying this, because I 100% agree. So all the Apple Watch slander, I have been hearing a lot about how an Apple Watch really ruins an outfit. I wear my Apple Watch for practical reasons. I love the data that I get in my Apple Watch, okay? And I am so fed up with people saying that like an Apple Watch ruins an outfit. You should be able to see a potential in an outfit besides a watch on someone's wrist. I want to track my steps in peace, okay? I am tired of putting it on my shoe to do that, but I will say I do feel like it tracks better. I'm done with the Apple Watch slander. I will find a way to make it look cute, able to be like, hey, I hit my 10K steps, because that has been a goal of mine the past 2 years. And you know, I want to be consistent with this goal. So yeah, maybe the Apple Watch won't look good with my outfit, but I still think it does. And the only opinion that matters is mine. Okay, this is a concept that I continue to talk about in my videos since inception of my channel, essentially, and that is the term flattering. Flattering for me has always been, in a way, a negative term. I know that there's positive things that can come with the term flattering, because essentially it's just a word to describe something. But the thing is, I think the word flattering had really changed throughout the years, especially in my perspective, because I was always told to dress flattering for my body type. This will look more flattering on you if you did this. So it was always in a very negative connotation. So for me, the word flattering, that's kind of how I see it, in a very negative light. And I don't like the concept of having to dress somewhat flattering for someone else. For me, I dress intuitively. And so to have someone tell you to dress flattering for them in a way, because they're like, that doesn't look flattering. But it's like, okay, you might not think it looks flattering, but don't mean that I don't think it looks flattering. Like, it's stuff like that. Like, I really just disengage with that. And also there's just so much like fat phobia rooted in that. I did a video years ago about why don't dress flattering if you want to see, and I actually delve into the two concepts of like I dressed in a form that was considered flattering and not flattering, and you can kind of see experiment that I did. I just don't like fashion that really limits your creative process and your self-expression, because at the end of the day, y'all, like, fashion is a privilege. Fashion is a hobby. Fashion is a way of creatively expressing oneself, and that is always the way I see fashion. Obviously, there is a lot of political things in fashion as well, and hierarchies. When you are limiting something that should be an access to all in any way, shape, or form. Flattering is one of those filtered words I have on my YouTube channel from way back, because I was done hearing about this word. This one is a very specific one. I don't think I see this one as often as I have before, but that is the Goyard totes. How expensive are these? I'm curious now. Let me search. They're like $2,000, $3,000. Shut the fuck up. $3,000, and I'm sorry, it looks like plastic vinyl to me. And I just don't get the lure. I understand it's a nice size bag, but like, why don't you get a tote? Like, look at my tote. Essentially, it's a beach bag, but I use this here every day. Look how big this is. And it's good quality material, and it's recyclable, and it's washable. This is actually from Vivaya, surprisingly. So to me, I just don't understand the concept of this bag. It just doesn't even look like the best material. I'm trying to find what the interior is. It just says this interior is lined in a beige canvas. But what is the outside? The outside, I think it's vinyl, because I can't find anything. People walk around these like it's nothing, and I'm just like, I would feel embarrassed to spend $3,000 on a tote. I'm sorry. There's so many good canvas totes out there. Like, you do not need to spend it on this type. And honestly, I don't even like the style of it, like the monogram. I know they come in like a variety of different colors, but it's not even cute. The next propaganda I'm not falling for is basically, I guess, similar to videos I've done before, but hating things because they are trendy. I feel like we have gone into a space online where, especially in the fashion community, people are just hating things because they're trendy. And don't get me wrong, there's things where I've talked about that I just dislike them myself. I mean, literally, what is this video? The thing is, I don't like the rhetoric of people hating things because they became trendy. Style or pattern or just anything that you enjoy, you're gonna disregard that it's trendy. And I think this for me can definitely coincide with like the pattern of polka dot. I've liked polka dot since forever, and even the same with like animal print. Some people don't like animal print, specifically how viral the cheetah print went last season. I'm not gonna stop liking something because it became trendy. Hating the fact that something goes popular, it's like, at the end of the day, the way the fashion is being so cyclical and very rapid, you're gonna hate everything. Will inevitably become trendy at one point. Over this type of rhetoric and logic, being able to feel the most authentic, the most confident, the most comfortable in yourself, that is something that I will continue to preach for. The ultimate like fashion advice at the end of the day. Finally, the whole concept of sticking to one aesthetic, I'm sorry, it just doesn't make sense. A girly can change her vibe all the time. I want to be able to encapsulate my feelings in my clothing. That's the whole purpose for me. Like, it's just the vibe that I'm feeling. I want to showcase that in the outside. Like today, I felt like a little dainty cutie, and I wanted to do some fun summer layering with this top. But then there's days where I'm like wearing jeans and a tank top with a belt and some boots and like going like dark makeup. Like, there is always gonna be a different vibe that I'm feeling, and that just changes all the time. I understand feeling a little bit more in tune with one style, but I don't like having to feel boxed into one aesthetic. My style is evolving with my interests. My style is evolving with my age. Like, there's so much different things that I enjoy, and then like having one aesthetic is not one of them. Now, that is my whole TED talk about fashion propaganda I am not falling for in 2025. Well, who knows what it will be for me in the next couple years, but this is some things that I'm just like refusing to fall for. I am interested to see what is some of your fashion propaganda. I know there's like also things where it's like just propaganda in general I'm not falling for. So let me know, fashion or not, let me know something that you're like, yes, this is always going to be something that I disagree with, never going to participate. Girl needs to know, because maybe we have some similar, and maybe I can do one where it's accumulative and I can essentially react to them. I also think that would be very intriguing as well. But thank you so much for hanging out with me, y'all. I am going back to the States soon, so I think this might be the last video you see me here. It has been such a lovely time. I feel so different in Paris. I've had such a good time, and I feel like I don't know how to express myself that way, because it's a very bittersweet, like literally bittersweet has been the word for me this past couple months, because I feel so in tune with the city, and I also feel like half of my not half of my identity, but you know, like my half of my, yeah, well, like Luis is like half of my identity, but like I'm feeling like he's missing, and my dogs, you know, there's like, I wish we were all here together. That would be everything complete to me. Anyways, I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to give it a like, because that really helps me with the YouTube algorithm and lets your girl out there, you know what I mean. Don't forget to check Dosse, link in bio. As always, I am forever grateful that you take the time to watch my videos. I truly appreciate it, and I'll see you soon with a new video. Bye.